and welcome to A Very Curious Place. Now, I've been trying to come up with different ideas for videos and that don't involve me causing myself pain or potentially making myself sick. I say this because the stinging hasn't gone away from where I just did a taste test of the Tabasco flavored Jelly Bellies. It burned. It burned bad. And I'm still procrastinating and trying to not try the hot Starburst that I have in the house. So, but what I am doing today is I've got my superhero book that I just bought at Five Below. And so we are just going to randomly find a superhero. The Incredibles. Now, and we're just going to talk about them. Okay, it says, one of the greatest and critical and commercial successes of Pixar Animation Studios, The Incredibles, is a computer-animated motion picture about a family of superheroes. It premiered in 2004, distributed by Walt Disney. Although filled with comedy, The Incredibles also succeeds in working as a suspenseful and serious superhero adventure saga. I've seen the first Incredibles movie. I haven't seen the other ones. But I don't know about anybody else, but as good as the Incredibles movie was that I saw, it was also a little sad. I mean, it was like, this worn out dad who, he's sad, his life is depressing, he goes to work, and he's just like, just drags in, eats a boring meal, and drags out and back and forth, wash, rinse, repeat, and he seems so sad. Just really, the whole concept of the family unit just seemed kind of depressed. And it was like, then they go back to being superheroes, and it's like, hey, we're superheroes, everything's awesome now. Really? So, being superheroes makes everything awesome. Whereas before, you were just ordinary people, and it wasn't awesome. I don't know, I don't know about that one. It said it was written by Brad Bird. It was... The Incredibles title characters include Bob Parr, alias Mr. Incredible, who is superhumanly strong. His feisty wife Helen as Elastigirl, who can stretch any part of her body. Their initially shy teenage daughter Violet, who can turn invisible and generate protective force fields. And if I can turn the page, her rambunctious younger brother Dash, who can move at super speed. Okay. Bob and Helen also have a new infant son, Jack, who proves to have superpowers of his own. And there's The Incredibles. And, I mean, I don't know. So apparently it's, and it's been a while since I watched the movie. It says, the film opens by showing how, soon after Mr. Incredible married Elastigirl, the federal government forced them and all other superheroes into retirement due to an onslaught of lawsuits. Years later, Bob and Helen live in a suburb as the parents of 3 children, though Bob is frustrated at having to work at a dull desk job. A metaphor for a conformist society in which no one is allowed to use his talents to stand out from others. So, I mean, I can see that. I don't know, frustrated? He looked depressed. I mean, he did. He looked depressed. His wife Helen seemed a little manic. This is, I remember one of the things that they had was leftover day. And it's where, they cleaned out the fridge and everybody ate leftovers. It's like, okay. It's like, we're having leftover day. Eat the leftovers. And it's like, okay, Helen, you seem a little manic. Maybe you want to take a nap. Let's, chill. So yeah, Helen seemed a little manic. Bob seemed depressed. The kids, you know, one was sarcastic. The other one just was antisocial. And it was kind of like a depressing family unit. Maybe I'm overanalyzing. I don't know. Um, you know, maybe I am. Maybe I overest. Maybe I'm just over, over analyzing the whole Incredibles family unit. Um, I don't know. They just seemed kind of sad, and then it was like, boom, we're superheroes again. We're awesome. It's all great now, and it's like that's not actually how life works. But okay, you're awesome now. Good deal. Being superheroes doesn't solve all your problems. Your life is, you're still gonna have leftover day. Life is still gonna kind of suck sometimes, but if it works for you, it works for you. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I never could really get into The Incredibles for the simple fact that they did kind of just seem sad. Um, I also have not watched any of the other movies. I don't even know how many movies there have been. I've only watched the one, and I can see an asp right over there. Evil things. But yeah, I've only watched the first movie, and it was one of those things where I wasn't enthralled enough to want to watch any more movies of it. I'm not a fan of The Incredibles. I think that's kind of more of a kid thing. Kids seem to really like them. I mean, I'm sure there are adults that like them too. I'm just not one of them. I'm more like Batman, Iron Man, that type of thing. Um, so yeah. But I mean, that's the one we drew. So sorry, the Tabasco Jelly Bellies have totally made my nose run. It's like somebody flipped a faucet. Upside, I I don't have the burning in my mouth anymore. So so yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a fan of The Incredibles. So how about you? Do you like The Incredibles? Man, what do you like about them? What do you dislike about them? Um, you know, who's your favorite superhero? What do you want to hear about in the superhero book? I don't know. I think The Incredibles is like at the bottom of the list for me. I can't get into them. But you know what? You gotta admit, they got snazzy outfits. They do. Snazzy outfits. So, if you would like to like and subscribe, that would be awesome. I would be thrilled. As always, much love from Auntie, me, Heather, and yeah, stay strange, sweeties. Bye.